The past few generations have had their own gimmicks and forms that come along with them. Megas, Regionals, Gmax, and even Terrestrial forms. And especially in the past 2 generations, these gimmicks have been woven into the story and gym leaders. So in my own Pokemon region Devhar, based on India, Nepal, and parts of the surrounding area, I continued that trend with the Spear Eyes phenomenon. A gimmick that reverts Pokemon into a form of infinity energy, making them strong and weak against all types. And this gimmick would play a major role in the 3 storylines of the game, much like Scarlet and Violet had, but with a little bit more overlap between them. We have already covered what majorly happens in the Uncovering the Ancient storyline, and some of the Spear Eyes forms that come along with it in this video here. Make sure to check that out if you missed it. But now we have the other 2 storylines to cover, Victory Road and Fighting Fate, which feature the Gym Challenge, the evil team of the game, and many more Spear Eyes forms. Hey everyone, Brandon here. So after leaving Mahandaya, the capital of Devhar, which serves as the tutorial section for the beginning of the game, which you can check out this video to see what that was like. Anyway, you would receive your Rotom Bike Plus, and the Devhar region would be mostly open for you to explore. You could challenge the 12 gyms of the Devhar region in any order, and they will level scale, but they will be capped at earning 8 badges. So let's head to what would likely be most people's first gym, the Rock-type gym found in the gem-encrusted city of Vajrabad, which is based on Hyderabad, with its leader, Almas the Jeweler. But wait! Looks like we have someone waiting in front of the gym for us. Oh, it's Kumar again. Hey there, lowlife. I was just about to challenge the first gym. I guess you'll do for a warm-up. You may have bested my team in Mahandaya, but don't think for a second you have some kind of leg up on me. I will win this battle and beat this gym leader too. Kumar will have his same hanger and scrap up from before, but will add a mass bind to his team as well. Ugh, well, I'm still not losing to this gym. See you later, lowlife. Wow. That was fun. Anyway, let's head into the gym. Almas's gym would center around her job of being a jeweler, in which you would have to crack open different rocks to see if there are jewels or Pokemon inside. Once you get all 5 of the jewels you are asked to collect, you would challenge her.
Quite the exquisite stones you have brought me, young challenger. My name is Almas, and I run the top jewelry company in Devhar. The lavish accessories I create are as beautiful and sturdy as my Pokemon. Allow me to show you.
Almas's team would consist of Stalagpine, the Magmoa line, and Carbink, which would be her Spear Eyes Pokemon, becoming Spear Risen Carbink. That I worked with Deem's Fakemon to create. For this form, I wanted to channel some of the elements of Diancie while making it still feel like a loyal soldier. It's like a little paladin rock. Defeating Almas would earn you the Jewel Badge. After claiming our first victory and getting us 1/4 of the way through completing our trainer qualification exam, we are once again greeted with a certain Destiny-themed group of troublemakers trying to stop more people from taking the exam.
You all are wasting your time. If you fail, they're just gonna make your lives miserable, so might as well just not take it. Fight back with us so we can change this dumb system.
Ugh, you again? Buzz off, kid, or I'm gonna make you.
This battle would play out pretty much the same as it did back in Mahandaya, with the Devarian Shroomish added to their team being the only real thing of note. After defeating them, they will reveal there are Team Fate operatives all over Devhar trying to stop the Trainer Qualification Exam, or TQE for short. About 70 operatives to be exact. You have to find and defeat them in order to complete the Fighting Fate storyline. You are literally fighting fate. A lot. Story encounters like this will count towards the total, so you actually only need to search for about 55 out in the wild. And much like collecting Pokemon for the Dex did in Scarlet and Violet, defeating Team Fate members will earn you rewards. Most importantly, upgrades to your Rotom Bike Plus that will make it easier to traverse the map. Speaking of traversing the map, we're going to be doing that a lot in this video. But if you want to become incredibly familiar with the Devhar region in its entirety, well, then you can now buy a poster of the Devhar map in my merch store. There are 2 sizes to choose from, and both look fantastic. With the holidays right around the corner, this would make a perfect gift for a fan of the channel. So make sure to pick one up today by clicking the link in the description. There are quite a few gyms you could challenge next, as the bottom half of Devhar is quite gym heavy, but if you want the next closest gym, we make for Guducherry, based on Puducherry and its French Quarter, and Chennai, and its flying type gym leader, Samir the Scientist, who is based on the famous APJ Abdul Kalam, former president of India and aerospace scientist. His gym is located in this big old egg here, which is based on the experimental town of Oroville. Inside the gym, you would be sent through many aeronautics-themed rooms, and tested on space-themed questions, ones you would get the answer to by searching around the room or battling a trainer to receive. At the end, you would be greeted by Samir.
Oh, joy of joys that you have made it here! To me, Samir, I have always been fond of the sky and what is beyond it. Can you rise above my passion and Pokemon? Oh, let us see.
Samir's team would consist of the Homrain line, the Swablu line, and his Spear Ice Pokemon would be Jacanium. That I worked with trainer Mats to make. This form enhances upon the beauty of this Pokemon, giving it a shimmering gold coloration, much like the statues of the Kanara that Jacanium is inspired by. Defeating Samir would earn you the Arrow Badge. At this point is around the time you would run into Purina again, who says,
Hey, I'm ready to explore one of these temples and discover more about the mysteries of the legendary Pokemon.
Which means you can head to your first temple and challenge the Spear Ice Pokemon there. Which one? Well, there's a temple directly northwest of Vajrabad you could take on. Purina will be paying you a hefty sum for these expeditions, so if not to learn more about the legends, you can take on these temples to get paid. After either taking on your first temple, or just skipping it, I don't know, I'm not your mom, you could head to gym number 3. You can go any way you want from here, but I recommend either heading east to the city of Vizakwa, inspired by the city of Visakhapatnam, with their gym leader Sarita the Dancer, who specializes in water types, or you could head north to the town of Kashina, inspired by both the city of Varanasi and the Kumbh Mela festival, held in Prayagraj, which is not too far from Varanasi. Anyway, Kashina's gym leader is Janu the Sage, who specializes in psychic types. If you challenge the Vizakwa gym, you will be expected to move like the waves in a dance challenge, timing out the button presses to impress Sarita, who is based on Lakshmi Narayan Tripathi, a trans or Kannar rights activist and incredible dancer.
Well, you certainly know how to aqua step it up. Then I will grace you with a battle against the one and only Sarita. My Pokemon and I flow together with the grace of the rising tide. Let's dance!
Sarita's team would consist of an Iridish, which are very important in Vizakwan culture, Vaporeon, and the Squirtle line, which would be their Spear Ice Pokemon, becoming Spear Ice Blastoise, that I worked with Fungusmon to create. This form is partly inspired by the Bedawang Nala, or the World Turtle. With these incarnations having serpents swirling around them, I also took inspiration from the Black Tortoise of Chinese mythology. The more fluffy aspects make reference to War Turtle and its evolution in the beta version of Pokemon Red and Blue. Defeating Sarita would earn you the Ocean Badge. Back to Kashina, if you were to challenge its gym, you would run around a large temple, finding different prayers to recite in front of statues of legendary Pokemon scattered around the gym. Once you have recited the proper prayer in front of each of the statues, the door will open to the chamber containing the gym leader.
Welcome, young one. I, Janu, humbly serve as this gym's leader. I believe that through the resonance between Pokemon and trainer, we can find true peace. Let us both give this battle our best.
Janu's team would consist of Oranguru, Devarian Comfey, and his Spear Ice Pokemon would be Metatama, who I worked with Anartis Astray to create. This form reflects the enlightenment of Lord Buddha, for which Metatama is inspired by. Defeating Janu would earn you the Meditation Badge. After leaving the gym, you would be immediately greeted by a very handsome and adventurous-looking trainer. Ha! A gym challenger? A victorious one at that! How many gym badges does that make for you there, champ? 3? That means you are only 1 badge away from completing your trainer qualification exam. Well, best of luck to you. I'll pray to Lisurga for your success. Catch you later. What an eccentric guy. At this point, it would probably be best for you to head to the second temple, which I'm sure Purina would be excited about, with there being one hidden in the Rasasha jungle to the east of both Vizakwa and Kashina. The fourth gym is one with a special circumstance, so while we could go to Kalhiti, which is even further to the east, I highly recommend braving the Valana Desert to get to the castle town of Singati, which is inspired by the city of Jaipur. But before you can even enter the city, you run into trouble, and make it double. Both Kumar and Team Fate are outside the enormous protective walls of Singati. You will not stop me from getting into Singati to challenge my brother and complete this exam. You wanna bet? You hear a much larger and intimidating Team Fate member standing at the front of the group. Yeah, it is my destiny to win and surpass my brother. There is no winning in this oppressive system we live in, kid. The quicker you learn that, the better. If you want to find the true strength to crush your enemies, the power to change your fate, join us. I would never join a bunch of lowlifes like you. Thanks, but no thanks. Suit yourself. Alright, grunts, let's show this brat. You would then rush to Kumar's aid with a double battle with this Team Fate admin and a grunt. The admin has a gargoyle and a honchcrow, and the grunt would have a gooncash and a Devarian furret. After defeating them, you hear from behind the group,
That's enough, Amar.
Out steps a Team Fate grunt with a strange helmet.
You've made your point. No sense in grouping up on literal children.
Alright, fine. You heard the boss. Let's roll out, crew. Team Fate leaves and you see Kumar enter Singati. He looks a little bit shaken. The gym challenge for Singati would be climbing through the near labyrinthian structure of Singati Castle, getting clues along the way as to which doors you should enter through in order to reach the top to face its gym leader, Reiti the King, who is also the brother of Kumar, is a ground type specialist, and is inspired by Prince Manvandra Singh Gohil, who is considered to be the first openly gay prince of India.
Well, this is quite the surprise. It's rare for me to see 1 challenger each week, let alone 2 in a single day. Welcome. I am Reti. In this battle, you not only face me, but the hopes and dreams of the kingdom of Singati itself. Can you handle the might of that?
Reiti's team is made up of the Terra Bear line, Nidoqueen or Nidoking depending on which game you play, and the Flygon line, which will be his Spear Ice Pokemon. Fans of the channel might recognize this form as Mega Flygon from a video earlier this year, but it was originally intended as a Spear Ice form. To learn more about its inspirations, you can check out this video here. Defeating Reiti would earn you the Land Badge. Upon exiting the castle, you see Kumar, who looks defeated? My own brother made me fail the exam. How could he? How could I have lost? It was my destiny. Kumar stands in stunned silence, not even noticing you standing right next to him. Leaving Singati with the 4th gym under your belt, you have successfully passed your trainer qualification exam. Oh, and looks like you're getting a call from Professor Banyan. Hello? Are you there? Well, allow me to be the first to say congratulations on completing the TQE. You are now fully licensed to train Pokemon and battle other registered trainers. I encourage you to continue your path on the gym challenge. Perhaps you could even make it all the way to the Elite Four of Devhar and face our champion, Azhar. Best of luck with whatever path you choose. Talk to you later. While we very well could just head to the next gym, there is a temple on the other side of Singati that is just begging to be explored. From there, you could head south to Chichanagri, which is inspired by the city of Rajkot and contains a bug-type gym, or head east to the city of Agor, inspired by Agra, home to the world-famous Taj Mahal, and challenge the fire-type gym there. Chitanagri's gym would challenge you to run around collecting silks from different bug Pokemon, matching a certain pattern which would then be made into clothing. After a few rounds, each becoming more challenging, you would then be able to take on the gym leader Bramari the Weaver.
Hello there, child. It seems our destinies have woven together for a battle. I am of the eldest gym leaders, and in my time I've learned many a thing, so don't go easy on me.
Bramari's team has a theme to it, consisting of the Ariados line, the Tarantula line, and her Spear Ice Pokemon would be the Galvantula line. Spear Ice Galvantula, who I worked with JJmons on, has a web of pure electric energy that it weaves. I thought for a spider-based Spear Ice form, giving it a web was a must. And the most unique web would definitely come from this line. Defeating Bramari would earn you the Web Badge. After that, you could take on Agor's gym challenge, which would be a tour of the city given by its gym leader, Pavak the Guide, who would quiz you on different facts about the monuments found there that you would learn about throughout the tour. Completing the tour and quiz would grant you access to the gym's inner sanctum to battle Pavak.
How did you enjoy Agor? Was my tour to your liking? Make sure to rate it on PokeTrip. Alright, tour aside, you have earned yourself a gym battle, so let's get right down to it.
Pavak's team would be the Emberm line, the Tadpole line, and their Spear Eyes Pokemon would be the Charmander line, resulting in Spear Eyes Charizard. This form is inspired by a dragon and primordial deity from Meitei mythology, the Pakamba. I really liked the idea of a more Asian-inspired appearance for Charizard, and Fungus really killed it with bringing my vision to life. Defeating Pavak would earn you the Burn Badge. Speaking of Spear Ice starters, your starter Pokemon should just about be fully evolved at this point in the game, so allow me to introduce the Spear Ice forms for Thawthorn, Gyox, and Vasunami. Thawthorn's new form further expands on its Banyan tree inspiration, sprouting out a second tree from its back, or it could even be interpreted as a third horn. Speaking of horns, Gyox's have become the focal point of its Spear Ice form, with its earthen coating coming up and out, even more similar to its inspiration of Agangi Redu. Vasunami's bubbles now expand out in serpentine shape with its Spear Ice form, reflecting the multiple heads of its inspiration Vasuki and Shesha. And with these new Spear Ice forms at your disposal, you could feel free to head to the temple just west of Chichanagri. But unlike previous encounters, if you have progressed the gym storyline, you will find your rival outside the temple before you and Purina arrive. Hey, this temple sure is interesting. It shows such vivid imagery of the legendary Pokemon of this region. They wield such incredible power. How? How did you beat my brother, yet here I am, with my dream left shattered? Well, I'm going to prove I don't need some stupid test to show how strong I am. Kumar's team will have significantly improved since your last fight, now having a Mongrel, Devarian Breloom, and one of the fully evolved starters you didn't pick that is strong against yours, which can Spear Eyes just like yours can. Where did he come across that? Either way, it won't matter as you soundly beat him. I don't care how, but I will beat you. See you soon, kid. I think he forgets we're the same age. Either way, you would head into the 4th temple and take on the Spear Eyes Pokemon there. After that is the 6th gym, which could either be fighting or ghost, heading to the cities of Mambia or Bua respectively. Mambia is inspired by the city of Mumbai, home to the famous Bollywood, so of course this gym challenge would have you starring in a movie a la Pokestar Studios, complete with action, romance, and of course a dance sequence for the final round. Upon finishing your new blockbuster, you would be able to challenge the gym leader and director of the movie, Kavia the Star. She is inspired by various Bollywood actresses, but most prominently Priyanka Chopra.
Excellent job! You've got real star potential. But you aren't just here to pad your PMDB. You want to battle, huh? Well, prepare yourself for an award-winning challenge.
Kavia's team would be made up of either the Devharian Conkeldurr or Devharian Machamp lines depending on which game you're playing, the Toxicroak line, and her Spear Eyes Pokemon would be the Wrestlanger line. Spear Eyes Wrestlanger further expands on its inspiration of Hanuman, and adds a bit of Sun Wukong from Chinese mythology, who is said to be inspired by Lord Hanuman. Defeating Kavia would earn you the Action Badge. And if you chose to go to Bua instead, there seems to be 2 people chatting in front of the crowd surrounding the gym.
Yeah, dude. I'll make sure to sneak some of your favorites in this set list.
The other person remains quiet.
Righteous, man. For sure. I'll catch you later.
The other person walks off and you seem to get noticed.
Oh, hey, dude. How long have you been standing there? Well, anyway, I'm Slyme. And that was Zapier. He doesn't talk much, but he loves the tunes. And it helps him communicate a lot better. Oh, and you're probably here to challenge me though, huh? Well, let's see if you can make your way through this crowd first. See ya!
Bua itself is inspired by Goa and the famous Sunburn Festival held there, with its leader Slyme the DJ, who you just met, keeping the city in non-stop party mode. As Slyme said, you would work your way through the crowd of zombie-like festival goers, battling in either double or triple battles, enjoying the absolute bop of a city theme along the way. Speaking of, make sure to check out Jumpluff Music, who did all the music for this video and the Devhar series. Anyway, after defeating enough trainers, you would make your way to the stage to challenge Slyme.
Dude, you made it! I had a blast, my man! My auntie Rhyme taught me to always have fun, whether you are battling or making music. So I decided to travel the world and do both. So cut the chatter. Let's have some awesome fun.
Slyme's battle would be a bit unique in that it would be a rotation battle, perfect for a DJ. So his 3 Pokemon would be the Jinsense line, the Pangrudge line, and his Spear Ice Pokemon is actually a bit of a unique case. Using the Spear Ice phenomenon with Spiritomb actually triggers a new evolution. So meet Enlightomb, the Enlightened Pokemon, a ghost fairy type. The odd keystone is now a statue that reflects Lord Buddha reaching enlightenment, with Spiritomb acting as the light shining behind his head. My thought behind this evolution was, what would it look like if all 108 spirits within Spiritomb all ascended to a higher plane of existence? And so this is what Fungus and I came up with. Originally, this was going to be a Spear Ice form, but it worked so well as an evolution that we decided to change the concept. I know this makes the second Lord Buddha inspired Pokemon in this video, but both concepts were too good for me to scrap one. Defeating Slyme would earn you the Zombie Badge. But you wouldn't be able to celebrate for long, as Team Fate is up to its old tricks outside of town. This time stealing trainers' Pokemon so they definitely can't complete the TQE.
Oh, you are that brat I keep hearing the other grunts talk about. Well, you won't beat me that easily.
You would easily dispatch their teams. Too easily. Something feels off, like this wasn't the main objective. As they leave, you notice that excitable man from before seems as though he is following them? What's up with that? Either way, you could take on the 4th temple in the cave south of the town of Barling, that is based on Darjeeling, which has the famous railway and tea. After that brief detour, the 7th gym is next, and you just so happen to be located in between 2 options, either ice in Himendapu or poison in Kalhiti. If you trek up the foothills of the Barpiswar Mountains to the village of Himendapu, which is inspired by Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, you would be greeted outside the gym by its leader, Nihar the Mountaineer. Nihar is inspired by mountaineer and guide of the first recorded summit of Mount Everest, Tenzing Norgay.
Oh, you must be here to challenge the gym. My name is Nihar, and I run the gym here, but spend most of my time climbing these mountains. This is actually where my gym challenge takes place. I'll meet you at the top for our official battle.
Anyway, as Nihar said, you would climb up the large main mountain here to meet him at its peak, battling trainers and wild Pokemon along the way, without the use of your Rotom Bike Plus. But once you reach the summit...
Wow, you made surprisingly quick work of that climb. Perhaps you are as worthy a trainer as you are a climber? Well, if you thought that trek was cold, just prepare to face my team.
Nihar's team would consist of the Devharian Go-Goat line, a Bombage or Shamanable depending on which game you are playing, and his Spear Eyes Pokemon would be Prismonal. This form just furthers its inspiration of the Hamsa bird, growing its tail and crest out to look even more like depictions of said bird. Upon defeating Nihar, you would earn the Frost Badge. And if instead you decided to go to Kalhiti, which is based on Kolkata, the capital and largest city in West Bengal, to challenge its gym leader Lox the Artist, you enter the gym and would be greeted by an interactive art museum filled with graffiti. In order to make it to Lox, you will participate in a minigame where you spray paint a few walls in the gym where you're given a prompt for each. It doesn't matter how much or how little you paint, they will let you pass because it's all about self-expression. But you should give it some effort. If you just paint a dot, a trainer will pick up on that and battle you. Anyway, once your masterpieces are complete, you will reach Lox.
Great work out there. Hope my challenge helped you express the creative side of yourself. I'm Lox. My art comes from a mix of my own painting and my Pokemons, but battles are another medium I'm quite fond of. So let's turn this battlefield into my latest work of art.
Lox's team would consist of Grafii, duh, the Devarian Breloom or Weezing lines depending on which game you're playing, and her Spear Eyes Pokemon would be Venusaur. With this one, I decided to take a more obvious approach and transform Venusaur's flower into a Lotus flower. Defeating Lox would earn you the Graffiti badge. About now would be a good time to take on that final temple, but before you can enter it, you notice Team Fate exiting the temple, and it looks like they have a new member? Oh hey there, lowlife. Like the new look? Yeah, I joined Team Fate. They're going to make it so this stupid, unfair exam never existed using the power of Devhar's legendary Pokemon. Oh? You're gonna stop them? Good luck with that. I'll show you the strength of Team Fate and my conviction. Kumar's team has changed and expanded. He has a Mongrel, Sorit, Bisharp, and would have whichever Spear Eyes Pokemon from the temple where you last defeated him. Beating me here changes nothing. Team Fate will succeed. Just you watch. With that unnerving parting shot, we make our way to the final gym in Carbonapur, which is based on both the cities of Bengaluru and Madurai, with its gym leader, Lotus the Techie. The gym challenge would consist of you collecting pieces of a computer from trainers to eventually build one. The trainers will also give you a hint as to what the passcode on the computer is once you finish building it. As soon as you enter the passcode, the door to Lotus's room would open.
Hello, my name is Lotus. I used to run the Macrocosmos Tech Division in the Galar region, but my cousin Rose sent me here a while back to be CEO of the Devhar branch. I also became a gym leader because of my love of Steel-type Pokemon. So needless to say, I don't have much spare time. Let's finish this battle quickly so I can get back to work.
As Lotus said, he is a cousin to Rose, and thus also a cousin to Peony. As such, his team would start off with none other than Kaparaja. After that would be Magnezone, and his Spear Eyes Pokemon would be Mastix. Defeating Lotus would earn you your final badge, the Tech Badge, and would give you the ability to challenge the Elite Four of the Devhar region, which can be found in Devhar's capital and the first city you ventured into, Mahandaya. And to those wondering, since Devhar has 12 gyms and you only need 8 badges to get into the Elite Four, you would be able to challenge the remaining gyms in the postgame as well as rematch the gym leaders you beat, with them having improved teams. Anyway, this Elite Four, like Gens 5 through 7, would allow you to pick the order in which you challenge each member. So let's get started with an Elite Four member you've actually already met, the Electric Specialist, Zapir. As you enter his room, you would be greeted by 2 large generators that connect to a speaker system. Fiddling with the speakers would be Zapir, who flips a switch starting his battle theme, turns to you, gives you a silent nod, points his Pokeball at you, and releases his first Pokemon, Rotom Base Form. Its partial ghost typing being a reference to his friendship with Slyme. After that, he would have Toxtricity to reference his love of music. He would also have Stormith, and his Spear Eyes Pokemon would be Pikachu. Also, if I didn't make it clear enough, Zapir is non-verbal autistic. After defeating him, we would head to our next Elite Four member, the Grass Specialist, Veda. Her room would be like a lush exotic garden filled with various fruits and vegetables.
Welcome to my humble garden, which doubles as the arena for our battle. My name is Veda, and I study the diets of both people and Pokemon to better help their health. I hope my Pokemon will inspire you to live a healthier life.
Veda's team would consist of Flapple, Scovillain, Sarina, and her Spear Eyes Pokemon would be Bintatari. Veda's name and team are inspired by the Ayurvedic holistic medicine system and diet. From there, we go to our normal type specialist, Arya. Her room would be similar to Chantal's from Unova, as she is an author, but a more aged and established one, so her room is a lot more tidy and organized.
Hello, I am Arya, author, activist, and Elite Four member. Shall you be a muse for my next thrilling tale? Or will you leave me with nothing to write home about?
Arya's team would consist of Tomapod, Sorolger, Duran-Parade, and her Spear Eyes Pokemon would be Pyroar. Spear-Risen Pyroar is partly inspired by the Manticore, and I wanted to make the design gender neutral so both male and female Pyroar would have the same Spear Eyes form. Arya's team is both inspired by books and mythical creatures that could be found within them. And then we would head to the last Elite Four member, Fairy-type Specialist and our friend Purina's mom, Indrani. Her room would look like it was pulled straight from a princess fairy tale. Elegant pinks and rose gold everywhere, with many cute Pokemon cuddling around the room.
Ah, you must be my darling daughter Purina's new friend. Well, it is a pleasure to finally meet you. I am Indrani. Do not mistake my love of fairies for weakness. I will show you that not all tales have a happy ending.
Indrani's team would begin with Padmaya, then move on to Hatterene, Queendosh, and then finally her Spear Eyes Pokemon would be Chromantic. Spear-Risen Chromantic furthers upon its Rama and Cupid inspiration, now possessing a barrage of white lovely arrows to rain down upon its opponents. And with Indrani defeated, you would enter the room where we would finally challenge the champion of Devhar, which is surprisingly humbly decorated given the grandeur of the title. The champion is someone you met very briefly along your journey, so allow me to formally introduce Azhar. It's you, champ! I knew when I ran into you that Lisurga would one day have us meet again. Since I was in such a hurry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Azhar. I love all of Devhar, from its rich history to its advancements in modern technology. I am proud to preside over this land as its champion, and though I have a bit of a lax personality, I take that title very seriously. So are you ready to ascend to a new level of Pokemon battling? Then let's see what you're made of! Azhar's team would lead with Tortank, followed by Klarber, Haruda, Rakapod, and Wakpak, with his Spear Ice Pokemon being Xenox. Xenox's Spear Ice form is just a beautiful expansion of its prior design tropes, while also getting a little Marilyn Monroe moment. I wanted the champion's team to be fierce and tanky, but graceful at the same time, representing the strength and beauty found within Devhar, after fiercely battling your way through Azhar's team. Wow, champ! You did it! You fulfilled the nickname I gave you just like I thought you would. You are the new champion of Devhar. Congratulations! The game would then cut to black and come up on a scene of your character walking out of the Grand Hall, and a parade of characters you met along your journey would be there to congratulate you on this outstanding accomplishment. You would then be gifted with the final badge of the league, the Champion's Badge. And if you've completed the other storylines before reaching this point, this cutscene will play out differently. As you reach the end of the parade, you notice... Kumar? What is he? Go, Jensen's! Use hypnosis! Wait, what is happening? You awaken in a completely different place. It looks like one of the temples you explored with Purina, but it's different. And you're tied to one of the pillars. It's then that you notice there are a bunch of Team Fate grunts around, and the one with the helmet walks up to you.
Hello there, champion. Congrats on the recent promotion. Honestly, you saved us a lot of work trying to capture Azhar, so thanks for beating him.
Yeah, I appreciate you giving my brother the humbling he deserves. Now we can move forward with our plan to summon one of the legendary Pokemon of this region.
We are here in this temple to bring it forth, using the power of the strongest trainer in the region to reset the world, ending this reality and beginning anew. No more TQE and no more hardship for those who can't pass it.
And no more self-righteousness from the ones who do pass. We made Team
Fate for people who were suffering because of the TQE and who had had enough of this corrupt system. And I have led them to this point, to where they might find salvation.
Enough chit-chat though, let's begin. They would walk off to an altar and insert an object into it, likely what they found while you were distracted with those grunts you easily handled. You feel something calling to you and you begin glowing. A mechanism triggers in the altar and a portal opens. The temple you reside in would either be the Temple of Beginnings to the north or the Temple of Endings to the south, depending on which game you are playing, as well as which legend would now appear through this portal. Macugan or Harasha would roar with power, shaking the temple and knocking several Team Fate members back, including the mysterious team leader, but not Amar. Finally, it's here! Now with this power I can... Not so fast, brother! Just then, Azhar, Purina, the Elite Four, and even your dad appear at the entrance of the temple. Azhar, the Elite Four, and your dad begin battling the grunts and working their way towards Amar and the Legendary. Purina runs up and frees you from your bindings.
I figured they might be here based on what we found in those temples. You have to stop them. If they go through with this, everything will be lost. We all won't exist anymore. These grunts don't realize that. It's a total reset and they won't be coming along. Who knows if Pokemon would even exist in this new reality? So go! Stop this guy!
You do exactly that, dodging different battles happening, making your way to Amar. It's time. That weird fiery guy was right. Trapping that woman in the suit did pay off. Now I can finally reset reality and shape it the way I want it to be. And no one is going to stop me. Not even you, puny champion. But I'll humor you. One last battle for the fate of this world. Amar's team would consist of Rhython, Gargoyle, King Gambit, Jensense, and finally either Macugan or Harasha, which he caught in a Master Ball. Upon defeating Amar, you would hear a mighty roar, rattling the temple once again, and suddenly leaping from the entrance you see... Lisurga? Another roar from Lisurga and the Master Ball in Amar's hand breaks, and Macuga or Harasha would go back into the portal they came from. No! No! I was going to be a god! I was finally going to be better! Better than you! As he points to Azhar. It's over, brother. Time for you to meet the consequences of your actions. The grunts apparently heard what he had to say and didn't like it, Kumar included. Some cast aside their uniform and others flee as Amar is hauled off. Good work, champ! Already proving yourself a competent champion. Even more than beating me, you have saved this region, this world. We owe you a debt of gratitude. Azhar and the others leave and your dad greets you, saying how proud he is of you and your accomplishments, that your mother would be proud too. You saved the day! Hooray! But you get the feeling you forgot something, right as the supposed Team Fate leader rises from the rubble she had been trapped underneath.
It's you. I thought
The team leader's suit looks like it's malfunctioning as she runs off. You look up to your dad, who has a stunned expression on his face, almost like he saw a ghost from the past. And then the game would fade to black and the credits would roll. Congrats! You beat Pokemon Jade or Jasper. In the postgame, you would be able to go back and re-challenge the gym leaders and Elite Four, this time with full teams, as well as take on the 4 gyms you didn't pick on your gym challenge. Also, you would be able to revisit the Temple of Beginnings or Endings and summon Macugan or Harasha to catch for yourself, which is honestly the safest place for them to be, given you are basically the new protector of Devhar. Also, I neglected to mention this, but there would be raids for powerful Spear Ice Pokemon, so you could also have fun with that. But those are the Spear Ice forms and storylines of the Devhar region. Thank you all so much for being patient as I worked on this video. It was a real undertaking for me, and I hope you enjoyed the end result. Once again, make sure to pick up a poster of the Devhar region from my merch store to commemorate the finale of this series. And thanks so much to our incredible members for supporting this channel with their hard-earned money, which you can also do by hitting that join button. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.